Hello, all. Welcome to the Desi Bowlers podcast. We are reacting live to the shocker which the Nuggets pulled off. Welcome, Gopal. I can see you're very happy. What did I tell you yesterday?
I have
You
no idea.
picked the Lakers despite being a Nuggets fan.
I still, yeah, man, it was, dude, so dominant, so dominant. But I still got the Lakers winning one, dude. Like, इतना तो है क्या?
What a game,
Oh,
guys. What a beautiful game. Jamal Murray controlled the entire first half. And second half, Jokic in the fourth quarter just took over the game and finished the Lakers, putting them out of their misery, which was the season. Nuggets lead 3-0 in the Western Conference Finals. So, Gopal, what did you think of the game?
dude, man, the Nuggets are. I think our opinion. We are all kind of shocked. Okay, not because we don't know the Nuggets are good, but I think this was a game, especially I think in the third quarter. For me the third quarter was a defining quarter for me. Okay, because Jokic had four fouls, he was sitting out with about 7.5 minutes. Jamal Murray had 0 points, and Nuggets. They at the start of the third quarter they were leading by four. By the end of it, they were still leading by two, which means that their role players are they came to hoop, man. Like for me, this is another level. Like for me, this is when you realize the Nuggets are a championship team versus a very very good team versus a championship team.
Right.
They are playing at championship level, and there is no other team except Miami which can make that claim. And I don't think Miami has that sheer talent. We'll come to that prediction and already moving ahead, but
So, let's
so
talk about this game. Now, after seeing this game, Gopal, one other thing which became clear to me was, well, my favorite team, Warriors, how far away they were from actually
yeah,
getting the championship this year.
yes, yes.
Like, this really shows you that there's levels to this. And of course, Nuggets is just showing why they are the championship team. Let's talk about the first segment, which was Jamal Murray. What a guy. Oh my God. Maple Curry, as they call him.
Dude, they literally threw everything at him in terms of matchups. Okay,
I swear.
It started with Vanderbilt on him,
Yes.
then Schroeder sort of came in, then you had LeBron, then you had AD. It made no difference,
Yeah.
and especially considering the way Jokic had a terrible first 2.5 quarters.
Yep.
That's dude, the 1-2 punch that they have, their ability to guarantee that one of them is going to go off.
Right.
It's like when
So this
Jokic
is
had crazy games and Jamal Murray could take a back foot, and then now when Jokic had the rare off night in terms of first half, Jamal Murray just took it to another level, dude. Like, what do you do?
yeah, and first half, I mean, he maintained his fourth quarter sort of by how he got hot last fourth quarter. He maintained the same energy. He was hitting shots on everyone, guys. I mean, let me show you some of the highlights. I was blown. And these are difficult shots.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like they're easy. Create this one was of course a gimme, but overall, right, he was hitting fadeaways on top of good defense. People were dunking on D'Angelo Russell really can't do anything if Jamal Murray is hitting shots like that. And honestly, this is what the Warriors were missing, meaning the only offensive player who was going off was Steph.
Hmm. Correct.
Whereas in the Nuggets case, it's either Jamal Murray or Nikola Jokic, which who's going off. Another part I liked about his game, which many people are not going to talk about, is his discipline on defense.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So look, of course, he's your if you're the Lakers, you're trying to go at him. The best thing he can do is make sure he gives a hard contest and not foul, and he
Hmm.
was doing that pretty much every possession, which is
Correct.
giving a good strong contest and not fouling. I
Yeah.
absolutely love Jamal Murray in this game. He, of course, first half he was doing it great, and then second half, I think in third quarter he didn't have a single point. But again in the fourth quarter, he got some important buckets when the game was still close and tied up. What
Yeah.
what ability in the clutch! Absolutely loved it. Did you see this game? Did you see that shot? Almost looked Kobe-esque.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
That's
could
a
see
classic. That's a classic Kobe. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah.
classic Kobe shot.
And it's happening in LA, so it's
Yeah, right.
Kobe literally done it here so many times. Yeah, I
I
hear you.
swear.
I hear
And
you.
even this, look at some of these mid-range shots. So I have another important point to make. If you ask me, right, against the Warriors also, the Warriors were getting a lot of mid-range jumpers,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
Clay Thompson was not hitting them. Steph Curry
Yeah.
generally avoids mid-range jumpers, but
Correct.
Jamal Murray is showing why the mid-range game is still alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was a very interesting statistic which a person had shared, advanced analytic, wherein they said that if you have a lead in the playoffs, your best shot to maintain that lead is to take a low variance shot, which is the mid-range shot.
Hmm.
So what does that mean? Normally, your goal is either get a layup or get a three, right? Get a layup or get a three. That's what advanced
Yeah.
analytics tells you.
Yeah.
But then both layup, if your opponent has a good interior defense, and the three are high variance shots.
Correct. Correct.
So,
Correct.
which is if they start going in, they go in a streak. But if they don't, your team just gets stuck. And this game, Jamal Murray, when they were up, just to keep that lead up, just to keep it pushing, he took a lot of mid-range jumpers.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
And because it's a low variance shot, that's more dependable. It's you like if you get it in rhythm, the mid-range shot is going in. Like no matter how bad you're playing.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
really loved it. Like this really tells you that when anyone who says that mid-range is dead, they don't know what they're talking about.
Dude,
You
the
need,
mid-range shot somehow always comes back in the playoffs, dude. Like whatever happens in the
I
regular
swear.
season, playoffs may back to the mid-range game.
Yeah, because what happens is because of the high variance of the three-point shot, how do you balance that out? You got to have some good mid-range shots.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I absolutely love Jamal Murray. Let's. So what did you think of him, Gopal?
No, so I'm glad you mentioned his defense because yeah, like on couple of those, like I distinctly remember Hachimura posting up against Jamal Murray.
Right,
Okay, and excellent discipline, and like Hachimura almost lost the ball, fumbled it, and he missed that. Okay, so the idea is that that's what we talk about the Nuggets. I think let's talk about their defense because it is definitely improved, right? I mean, at the start when we started even our Desi Bowlers podcast, right at the beginning, late regular season or early playoffs, we were for us that was like a question mark, right? Like, do the Nuggets even have a defense? But I think shout out to their discipline on defense. It's not about making those highlight blocks or crazy altering shots. It's just about keeping the man in front of you, staying between man and basket. You do
correct,
that automatically. Your opponent will not make every shot because if you look at it, many people will also talk about the Lakers missing. All
right,
right, the Lakers, yes, they missed. They missed many shots, but the fact is that the Nuggets defense never lost its shape. Okay, like they were never out of sorts. It was not like the defense, like the Lakers broke down the Nuggets defense,
right.
right? They had to score over them. Sometimes you make them, sometimes you didn't, and so that's the same thing with Jokic, right? I think AD's defense on Jokic was very good. It's going to go under the radar because obviously the Lakers lost, but the fact is, uh, then Jokic of course stepped it up again, and he started getting his incredible touch back. So, but that's what all you can do is maintain your defense, and I think Nuggets as a team, if you look at it, uh, terrific defense. The Lakers didn't have anything easy. You also had LeBron making those threes that he was not making earlier, but still, I still feel like obviously I expected something better from Dennis Schroeder in terms of offensive output. I thought that was a bit of a disappointment because that's what he
So wait,
brings.
before
Yeah.
before we talk about the Lakers, let's also talk about the true MVP, the true MVP, Nikola Jokic. Now, guys, Nikola Jokic struggled in the first half. Probably till the third quarter, he was playing a very okay game. but in the fourth quarter, he really played awesome. I will tell you this: the biggest surprise for me has been the amount of defensive presence Nikola Jokic has got in the paint. In that, LeBron James, even in the fourth quarter, and if I'm not wrong, Rui Hachimura, got a lot of drives to the bucket. The thing is, Nikola Jokic, of course, doesn't jump and contest. That's not his game. But he made sure that they didn't have a clear line to the hoop. He made sure that they could see a body. And
Hmm.
I really loved that as well because that's the biggest knock on his game if you really think about it. And
Yeah.
the second place where he did well was throughout the game he was not that he was not rebounding that well, but in the fourth quarter he got some very important rebounds. And what did you think of Nikola Jokic today, Gopal?
No, so yeah, so Nikola Jokic for me, he's one of those guys who will never have a bad game, right? And he understands that when his shot is not falling, he has to be effective in other ways. So again, like he makes he goes below the radar in terms of defense. Like even AD struggled, right? AD was forced into some really awkward layups, the kind that he made against Draymond Green, because Draymond Green always goes and contests the shot, right?
Right.
But Nikola Jokic was staying like to the floor. It helps that you have zero athleticism anyway. so, so yeah, so I think that's what I'm saying. For me, the Nuggets defense is about discipline.
Right.
It's not about those highlight blocks or anything of that sort. It's just
Correct.
sheer discipline, knowing. So the beauty of the Nuggets game, okay, is that their defense is not spectacular, but it is very solid, and their
Correct.
offense is multi-pronged.
Spectacular.
Yeah,
Their offense is spectacular.
yeah, their offense is like multiple weapons. All
Right.
right,
Right.
like they literally have no weakness on offense, and their defense is really picked up in the playoffs, right? So for me, like this just makes it a very very deep. And the role players also, if you look at it, we talk about defense, right? Bruce Brown and KCP, all these guys, they intercepted so many of those passes. Nuggets in fact started playing zone defense at one point,
Right.
which also I think threw the Lakers out of their mojo a bit. They got
Right.
steals, interceptions, but I also
Right.
felt the Lakers themselves were to blame in many ways. The intensity that we thought that they should have shown,
Hmm.
but that was missing. We'll come to the
So
Lakers, yeah.
we'll come to the Lakers next. But guys, I mean, Nikola Jokic, superb game, and of course, he got fouled a fourth
I
towards
love that
the.
layup, by the way. Huh? That was
That was
just
so pretty, right?
yes.
Dude, what touch he has, man, around the basket.
I was
Next
talking about Jamal
level.
Murray's layup, by the
Oh
way. The
yeah.
one,
Okay.
that crazy one, like ulta say, like
Yeah,
turned
yeah, yeah.
around. Yeah, yeah.
So Nikola Jokic, great game, made important passes. But one important thing which will go under the radar, which people are not going to talk about, is he was getting fouled a lot towards the end of the fourth. I think he went 5 or 6, just missed
Hmm.
one free throw. Hitting clutch free throws is important, guys. The Spurs, for example, lost their 2013 championship only because they missed the free throws. I don't know how many of you
Hmm.
remember,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
they missed so many
Was
free
that
throws.
was that the Ray Allen game, the one where he hit the
The
three?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Real Allen game where they missed four straight
yeah,
free throws at the
yeah.
end of the game, and Heat kept coming and hitting threes. So
Correct,
it's
correct,
important
correct.
to hit the free throws, and Jokic, of course, he's always been clutch, and he hit those threes. So that was a great performance by him. Now, Gopal, you had some interesting polls. So let's talk about one specific poll about the Lakers, which was LeBron James. And you asked, should LeBron be a role player for the next season? And in our WhatsApp Eklavya's community, we had Vishnu, who gave an interesting answer. He said, I won't say a role player. He is impacting the game at a high level. Yes, there are flaws, but considering the amount of mileage he's gone through, even at his age, he is the best player. No one will even come close. And Coach Ham should be making adjustments to let Braun play point guard, Rui at power forward, and bench Russell Westbrook.
No, no,
So,
no. D'Angelo Russell, bro. Russell Westbrook has gone.
sorry. D'Angelo
Thank
Russell.
God Russell Westbrook has gone.
I'm so
Other
sorry.
Lakers won't even be in the playoffs. Okay,
So let's talk. Sorry, D'Angelo Russell. So let's talk about LeBron James. So, guys, LeBron, I mean, he had a tough game. LeBron fought. You can't tell that he didn't bring it. But the highlight of the game for me with LeBron was when he ran into. So I'll just share my screen and show this. Oh, this was too hilarious. This was too hilarious. Especially because of the ref. So, guys, if you don't know, not many people like
Oh,
Scott Foster. So he ran into him, and Scott Foster literally started bleeding. Now, why do I show this? Because I felt till this point in the game, Lakers were getting a favorable whistle. And
that's great.
after this, they didn't get a favorable whistle. Now, obviously, the Lakers led the Nuggets 29-17 in the free throws, which is a pretty significant difference. But the thing is, if you're a good team and if you're a great team, if you're a championship team, you should be able to overcome that. So let's talk about LeBron. Gopal, what do you think about him and his performance in this game?
That's what I'm saying. No? That's the reason I asked this poll because I've started wondering if he's if he's doing enough. Like I felt, for example, how good Austin Reeves is, and Austin Reeves is having a mind blowing series, right?
I
Or
swear.
like 20, he's averaging 22, 23 points a game consistently, game after game. But I still feel like there are these moments where your star has to lead from the front and it sets the tempo.
Right.
Okay, I just felt like he's ceding too much space to Austin Reeves. Not because Austin Reeves is playing badly, but the fact is, a guy like Austin Reeves is not going to. He's not. He doesn't have those levels, right? The kind of levels that you expect a superstar to have. Again, this is not a knock on Austin Reeves. He's having a historic playoff debut series, right? But I think LeBron James, there were very few moments in the first three. If you look at his entire game, like he was not controlling the game, the kind that you expect a guy like him, like the role he has to play, right? Because AD is not someone who can again create offense for others. He can't galvanize an entire team. Austin Reeves also can't do that. Austin Reeves can galvanize himself, right? So I felt LeBron James, what the kind of LeBron James that the Lakers need, that the Lakers saw in the bubble during the championship run. I think that LeBron uh, is doesn't exist or is missing. I don't know again if LeBron is still hurt, because let's not also forget that Lakers at one point they're thrown in the towel. They were like, we're not even making the playoffs, right? So if you look at it from that perspective, it's been an epic run for them. I'm already talking borderline past tense, but the fact is, you expected like the LeBron of of previous years to show up, right? Vintage LeBron. I think this was a game where they needed that. They needed a 40 piece, like a 40, 15, 10 kind of game from LeBron, where LeBron is leaving it completely out. He has nothing left, right? And I felt that was not the LeBron we saw. And if that's not the LeBron that the Lakers are going to get, then should we look at LeBron more as
Role player.
a role player, right? He's like, I get Vishnu's point at his age, but that's a big thing. At his age, there's one thing to be the best 38-year-old basketball player in the world, but to be the best basketball player in the world is another conversation.
Absolutely. I mean, when I was watching LeBron play in this game, every second or third possession, not every possession, every second or third possession, he would be the LeBron which we are used to seeing.
Yeah, that's not good enough, too.
It became every second or third possession, every 33%. So what we are getting right now is, 30-40% of the LeBron which we know and love, I feel. And unfortunately or fortunately, that's the reality of age, like age and injuries. In this case, I mean, he's injured, he tweaked his ankle yesterday. You can give all those excuses and examples or whatever it is, but he's just not there. I will tell you this: in fourth quarter, couple of times he came up and he made shots, and I started getting scared. Like, dude, I have LeBron PTSD.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a yeah,
so
yeah. This is LeBron PTSD. Yeah,
it's scary when he starts to hit some shots. But kudos to Nuggets; they didn't lose their composure. They still contested them well, made it hard, as hard as possible, and I loved the fact that they played disciplined defense. which was what Warriors were missing this year, which was defending without fouling.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing to LeBron. Defending LeBron without fouling is very hard, because of the amount of contact he
Yeah,
initiates.
but that's the thing, na? That's another point that LeBron was not
Attacking.
driving in as much as he does.
So
He was not posting up as much as
one
he
of
should.
the
Yeah,
one of the reason is that man, dude, Jokic, and people are not going to look at this, but I really felt Michael Porter Jr. Both of them were clogging the paint every
yeah,
time Lakers were driving in, and they're huge. Gopal, Jokic is 7 foot, MPJ is 6'10". It's like they just have to. They don't even have to jump, Gopal. They just raise their hand. They don't have to contest. They're so big,
yeah. And
and
let's also not let's give enough props to Gordon, right? Aaron Gordon in the third
yeah,
quarter, he was basically playing the five. Uh, yeah,
yeah,
when Jokic is not even on the floor.
right.
So yeah, man, the Nuggets are big, and LeBron is. That's what I'm saying.
And another thing which happened, Gopal, is Lakers were down two, and LeBron went to the bench. And in the next minute and a half, Lakers were down eight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you
That's what I'm
notice that
saying.
in the fourth quarter?
I didn't notice that, but it doesn't
So
surprise me. Yeah.
Jamal Murray got a three, and I think Bruce Brown got a three, and LeBron had to come back in a minute and a half. I was like so sad, man. The old guy has played every minute of the game. He tried to take a small breather, and in 2 minutes, a 2 point game became an 8 point game. It was crazy to
No, that's what
watch.
I'm saying. You compare LeBron with the only other player of his class. I'm talking about like batch. I'm not talking about like quality of game. Like Chris Paul is the only other guy, right? I believe who's around 38, 37,
Right,
38.
right,
You look at Chris Paul, he's not even playing,
right.
right? So there's no doubting LeBron as a tertiary, like he's a third head in a triple headed monster. But my point is the second head or the first head cannot be Austin Reeves. So that I think is a bigger question. And again, we're obviously going ahead. Like we are, I'm sure both of us are agreeing that the Lakers are not going to come back from this. I don't know if that's actually a debate, because by the way, it's pretty close on our WhatsApp group, guys who are tuning in NBA. It's pretty much neck and neck.
Yeah,
Uh,
so Gopal had another question, which was, can the Lakers come back from a 3-zit deficit? And three of you voted yes. History will be rewritten. Five of us voted no. Guys, look, a 3-zit lead in NBA is as good as the series is over.
149 and 0. That's the historic record for teams leading
No,
3-0.
and the closest which this has come is when Spurs came back and forced a game 7 against the Mavericks in 2005 or 6, and Mavericks still won game 7. The reason for 3-0 leads being impossible to overcome in basketball is in this case. So let's talk about the specific case. The other team has to get hot one game in the next 4 games.
Hmm.
So you can expect, okay, if they've gone up 3-0 on you, at least one game they will get hot.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like एक तो जीत ही लेंगे भाई. And the other part is the next 3 games, I mean 4 games. I think 3 of them are in the Nuggets arena.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what are you saying? Like where are they gonna, or 2 of them?
Two,
I mean
two, two.
two,
Yeah.
yeah. So where are they gonna come back from? No, the next game is in Lakers. Then it's Nuggets, Lakers. Like okay, so it's 2-2. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I don't think they have enough to come back from this. Like
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
It
three
has
zip,
to be. Yeah, it's not happening, dude. Like
unless the next game, Jokic gets injured and Murray get injured. Like
no,
if
see,
something
that's my
like that.
point. But even if that happens,
Huh?
that's what I'm saying. The third quarter for me was such a revelation for me that without Jokic, without Murray, they were able to hold their own. All right, it's not like they were overpowered. Nothing of the sort. They were like pretty chilled. They were executing. That's what. It's not like they were searching. Okay, like if you look at the Lakers, I wish the stat was there. The number of, and I was, that's what I was thinking about advanced analytics. The number of plays that the Lakers make that don't involve AD or LeBron, right? Versus the number of plays that Nuggets make that don't involve, Jamal Murray or Nikola Jokic. I think that will be an interesting statistic to pull out, because I felt like the Nuggets were able to make the right plays. Like they don't care if it's Jokic there or Jamal Murray. They will just make the right play. If you look at some of their ball movement along the perimeter, just pop, 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 the ball just flies and they make shots. Right. So
Yeah, and when the ball flies, right, the other players also get in rhythm. And I mean, so many times I saw Bruce Brown and KCP and MPJ get ball in rhythm, perfect in
yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
shooting pocket. It's like you can't miss that, bro.
Bombs. Those are bombs. Yeah, yeah. You just end up making it now because you're so in rhythm. And that
Yeah.
again, the Jokic terrific. He sort of,
In fourth quarter, that was
yeah, yeah,
crazy. He
dribble
got
handoff
doubled.
turns.
Yeah, that was such a beautiful play to watch. When they hit that shot, I'm like, it's over for the Lakers. They
Yeah, that
can't
was a
come back
dagger.
from it.
That was the dagger.
Yeah.
And the Lakers also, the crowd is smart. Okay, like I think that's a great barometer when like when Boston fans or Laker fans go quiet, which is what we saw in both these series. Because these are guys who know basketball and they know championship teams, right?
Right.
17 titles, 18 titles, whatever. Dude, I have never seen or never heard or not heard the Lakers. It was too deathly silence. It felt like a practice match happening in an empty stadium. The air went out of the building, dude. That was the level of, that's like, for me, that's a big red flag.
I swear. So, guys, I want to shout out to some of the Nuggets role players before we move to the Lakers. So I felt Jeff Green played great defense, although he just had 5 points. I felt Bruce Brown, of course, did Bruce Brown things, and KCP had a great game, especially in the second and third quarters. Kept them in the game when Murray and uh, these guys were getting a breather. Uh, and one interesting thing, Gopal, is that the Nuggets rotation is so tight. It's only 8 players.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Seems like they're so deep, but they're actually playing only eight. Yeah,
They're
yeah,
just playing 8, whereas the Lakers are playing almost 10, 11 players.
yeah, yeah.
That's crazy to watch. Like, they're playing everyone, and still LeBron and AD are, playing 43, 44 minutes. Oh, man. I mean, I feel sad for the old man.
No, but this is what is weird, right? If you look at, if someone didn't watch the game and they saw LeBron stats and they saw AD stats, they're like,
It
"Bhai,
was all
gajab,
good.
they played so well."
So let's talk about the Lakers. I mean, statistically, right? They had a great. Now, me and my brother were having this conversation where, of course, he's an absolutely huge Nuggets fan like you. And before the series, he was saying that, look, every other team will score on Nuggets. Their defense is not great, but then their offensive superpower is just incredible. Like, the other team will feel like they've had a good game, but they'll still lose.
Yeah,
And that's what I see
that's what.
happening.
Dude, that's why I love the Nuggets, because for me they do bring me back flashbacks of the Dallas Mavericks.
Mhm.
Okay, like the other team does not feel like they have lost, but they have lost, and they
So,
both have European centers. That's also very
yeah, yeah.
interesting.
So Anthony Davis, he had a great game, especially on the boards. But then he disappeared again in the fourth quarter. Dude, AD, I just feel like he is a sports car. Okay, जब तक फ्यूल चलेगा ना, जब तक चलेगा तब तक चलेगा, उसके बाद बंद ही हो जाएगा. Like, it's not moving 1 centimeter forward. He played horrible in the fourth quarter. Like, I was waiting, and I don't understand this. Either Lakers have a mandate not to pass him the ball in the fourth, or what. I felt in the fourth quarter Anthony Davis just disappeared. Like, did you see a single play, memorable play
Yeah,
from him?
I don't, and Darwin Ham has spoken about this repeatedly. They like the Lakers will go as far as AD takes them, and the issue is that uh, that's what AD has. My point is, even with numbers like this, it actually favors Jokic. So my point is, relatively in terms of matchup, how are you ever going to have a game where AD is better than Jokic overall, right? And that is a big problem, because for a Lakers team like this, they need AD to always win his matchup. This series, he has never won his matchup. So
Although
then,
today he came very close.
He came close because Jokic was playing like unbelievable shit for the
But then,
first.
yeah, but then he can't just play the three quarters. He has to play all four. Like
Yeah.
you that realization. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't have that stamina in him to play the fourth well, dude. Because I've not even against the Warriors. If you see, in never did he play well in the fourth quarter, Gopal. Like I think he's just a first three quarter player.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But again, to be fair to AD, let's just remind ourselves we're going up against a two-time MVP. Okay, a historic all-time great. Okay, like so for me, and AD, all said and done, he's a very versatile center, but he's still a center. Okay, Nikola Jokic is just
He's
he's a
like the goat center. Like he's trending towards that. You
yeah.
know.
I still, if you ask me, I still feel AD would still have had a better matchup against Joel Embiid, right? In a way, right? Because then it comes because you still because Embiid is still not someone who's going to create on the perimeter, take a lot of outside shots. Like AD, like Jokic is a center who's not playing like a center. And that's a problem for AD. Right? So what do you do?
I have some interesting stats to point out here when you compare the team stats. So field goal percentage, I think it's relatively close, 50%, 45%. 3-point percent, I think Nuggets beat them up. Free throw percentage, I mean Lakers got so many more free throws. Lakers won the rebounding battle. Lakers won the point and paint battle,
Yeah, yeah.
but they still lost the game.
No, so for me, that's what I'm saying. So that's what even I was like. The stats look great, but yeah, the 3 point. You look at it, 17 versus 10,
Right.
right? So they got seven
That
more threes.
Yeah,
The
that's the
Nuggets.
difference in the
Yeah,
game. Like 21 point, that's the swing.
yeah, 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 exactly. And the Lakers should have made. There were definitely three, four wide open shots. I distinctly remember Schroeder
Right.
having wide open looks, which they missed. So the Lakers shot back. That's another thing we spoke about. Right?
So
Lakers should have shot better in the
so
beginning.
the two places where the Lakers lost this game is one is seven more turnovers and two is shooting seven less three pointers. Like literally, that's the ball game.
Yeah, yeah. That's it, pretty much.
Because everywhere else the Lakers beat them. This is so reminiscent of the Warriors Lakers series in the sense that Warriors, statistically they were like, oh, they have a good game and they're losing. The same thing's happening to the Lakers. It's dude, when I woke up, right? I actually woke up a bit late. I woke up in the third quarter. And when I saw that the Nuggets were up by 4 5 points in the third, from that point on, in for a minute it didn't feel like they didn't have control of the game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like literally, hats off to Mike Malone, hats off to the Nuggets. They controlled the tempo, they controlled the game, and the fourth quarter was a beaut.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, first loss for the Lakers at home in these playoffs, and
Yep.
if you so they were I think 7-0 or something
Right.
at home.
Right.
So yeah, but by the way, so coming to game five,
Game
uh,
four. Game four.
no, I'm coming to game five. Do you think the Lakers are going to win? Sorry, game four. Yeah.
Dude, I think they get swept, dude. Uh, the reason is I was watching the post game interviews of the players.
Huh.
Nuggets for a second didn't feel celebratory.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
1 second, they're still, like, oh my god, this is a like incredible team. We'll have to beat them. They have that sort of vibe and mindset, and I love it.
No, no, so Jamal
It's
Murray in the post game interview that he was asked,
right.
so one more win. He like no five more.
Yeah, that's dude. That's what championship mindset is all about, man. That's what like you can't. I hope they come and next game just finish the series because you don't want to give any life to your opponent, especially this deep in the playoffs. If you have a chance, you gotta just grab it and finish it because you get so much more time to relax, to recover from injuries, to get additional endurance for the next series. I mean, I hope the Nuggets come out the next game and finish it. And I hope Jokic has a big game. Closeout games are always the hardest. You watch all the NBA players in their interviews, they always say that closeout games are the hardest. And they have to close them out the next game. They cannot take chances. They'll have to come with even more aggression than they did today. I feel And I feel they will, because I don't see any indication, and I almost feel like they're pissed off that the Lakers were what a lot of media pundits picked to
I,
win.
as crazy as it sounds, I still feel like people are sleeping on the Nuggets. I still feel that way. I still feel that way, dude. Don't you feel that? Like even if they,
Yeah, yeah. As I say, right, Lakers up 3-0 in moral victory.
yeah, it's that just, I mean, that's just the power of legacy. But again, if you look at it from the Lakers perspective, I think for them to find a way to win Game Four, I think they can only win Game Four if they truly want to fight and they want to make it a series. They can't just go into Game Four saying, we just want to win one game and just for out of respectability. If they go in with that mindset, they're going to get blown out.
Wow, that's that's interesting. So now from the Nuggets perspective, I spoke. Now, if I'm the Lakers, what's next for me? Uh Look, of course, you can say the series is not yet over and all of that. For them to win Game Four, as you said, they'll have to come with the mindset that it's like they have to win this game and they have to be very desperate. If not, this Nugget team is not at all taking the foot off the pedal. Like they're someone who I loved watching them, especially in the Suns series. The crazy part is Suns gave a better fight to the
That's what I'm
Nuggets.
saying. So now when you look back at it, you feel like, because there were still moments in that Suns Nugget series where
It
you
was in
felt
doubt.
like it's going to go
Yeah,
to 7 games. Okay,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. Dude, after 4 games when it was 2-2, I wasn't. I you remember, you can rewind and watch. I wasn't sure if the Nuggets were going to beat this Suns team because of how crazy Kevin Durant and Devin Booker were going.
dude,
Like,
I just realized this. If you think, I mean, this Nuggets team is beaten some all-time greats who have beaten other all-time greats,
I swear,
right? So like this road to this potential championship
going
is,
to be massive. Is absolutely massive. He would have beat Kevin Durant. Now he's almost beating LeBron James and
and
Anthony.
LeBron beat Steph. So I'm just
And
saying this.
LeBron beat Steph. Yeah, this was a great run to the championship. But if I'm the Lakers, right, I got to come out with crazy amount of desperation. If LeBron plays 46 minutes, he should just screw it and play 46 minutes. At least he wins one game. But honestly, I'll tell you, Gopal, if the game is close, if it is 5 point lead in the second half or in third quarter, sorry, in the second quarter or the third quarter, if it's a 5 point lead for the Lakers, I think Nuggets will just come back and win it. They like, if the Lakers want to win this, they'll have to blow the Nuggets out, literally.
Yeah, no, I'd like to give a shout out to Vishnu in the sense that in the context of, yeah, I feel like the LeBron needs to have the ball in his hands.
Yeah,
Okay, Austin Reeves can still do what he does when LeBron is taking a breather.
right,
Okay, and even then, I don't think LeBron should take a breather. When LeBron is tired, he just becomes a spot up shooter. Okay, like this is where you just go all in. Like you have nothing. What do you have to lose, right? So this was my main issue with the Suns, right? Aiton didn't even turn up for that game, and Chris Paul, he like doubtful, and he may be back by Saturday. There was no Saturday itself, right? Because Suns lost, right?
right.
There was so my point is, and again now the only thing I can think about in terms of adjustments. Let's talk about that, right? I
Right,
still feel uh, somehow get AD involved again in terms of getting him. He needs to get the ball on a run,
right,
uh, and then use his length to make some shots. Okay,
right,
against Jokic, because the only thing that AD has against Jokic is his athleticism,
right,
and that was not on display. He's just trying to post up against him, or he's going to spot up in the corner. That even that we didn't even see.
right,
Right? At least in the previous game, we saw he's trying to do something different. It may be a flawed strategy, but he tried. Here, he wasn't even trying to do something different on the offensive end. Uh, AD getting offensive rebounds, that again should be an area that he should think about, because relatively these are his advantages. Where maybe he starts out a bit towards like somewhere in the mid range, and then he runs in and gets a running start, because otherwise Jokic is going to box him out. So I think these are things that, again, AD LeBron pick and rolls, I would want to see that. I don't think we are seeing that at
dude.
all.
I think the problem with that and why they're not running it is, I think LeBron just doesn't have the endurance to take that workload right now. I
No, so
don't see any
that
other
anyway
reason.
we started a conversation with that LeBron has to forget that he's 38. Okay, like literally, like the entire season is on the line,
Right.
right? Because that's what is left here, right? The only thing the Lakers can do is have LeBron really go crazy, and
Hmm.
somehow it injects his teammates start believing he's superhuman again, and more
Absolutely.
important than that, the Nuggets start believing that LeBron is superhuman,
Absolutely.
because that's
So,
what it's come to.
so guys, we have some memes for you now. First meme is from Aditya in in the AK NBA community. Thank you, Aditya, for this. D'Angelo Russell this series, and the caption is "Time to learn Chinese, buddy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Time to learn Chinese."
Yeah, he should. He
That's so
should.
true.
Yeah, he
Then
should. He should go to Taiwan, dude.
join Dwight Howard. Then we have some from the NBA meme subreddit. Lakers with a 20-point free throw differential. Oh, this is so satisfying to watch as a Warriors fan because this was happening every game. They had in 2 games they had a 30-point free throw differential with Warriors Gopal.
Yeah, and if you look at it, there were still calls going their way,
Yeah.
even in this one.
Yeah. So this one they had a 11-point free throw differential. The next meme, Scott Foster in the next game. I don't know, man. I think like uh so let's move on. Oh god. This is so true
Oh,
that
crazy, crazy.
Nuggets
Yeah.
have just, completely taken over. Uh let's move on to the next one. Celtics are pissing their pants tonight. Oh god. Oh my god. If- and next one. 1, 2, 3. Cancun. This is beautiful Photoshop by
Excellent Photoshop. I'm very impressed with the Photoshop.
I swear. Lakers trying to win a game versus.
Ooh,
Oh my
brutal, brutal.
god. D'Angelo Russell asking for a max extension to the Lakers. Of course, no. I beg you, don't shoot threes, King.
But he can't do anything else. Na? वही तो
Yeah,
issue
yeah.
है. He just can't.
Oh my god.
This is a great one.
I
This is
swear.
this is a great one. ये पता नहीं random चल रहा है. ठीक है. I think that's.
And then for tomorrow's game, very nice meme.
Hmm.
Oh man. NBA memes. So yeah, guys, that was all for today's show. We'll have some more memes for you next time on. But
Who you
that's it.
got tomorrow, dude?
So here's the thing. I still maintain the same thing which I told you last time, which is it's all up to the lake. It's all up to the Celtics. If they want, they will win the game. If they want, they will lose the game. Heat will not lose the game for you, unlike the Sixers. Sixers make a lot of mistakes, but the Heat don't. So if Celtics play seriously, if they play without fooling around, if they make right decisions, uh, they of course have. Dude, Celtics have the potential to come back even from this deficit. That's the crazy part. And people are like, "What are you saying?" You have to understand, Celtics are terrible at home.
Yeah, really strange. Really strange.
They're actually better on the road, I feel. So I and one silly thing which they're doing, I don't understand, is why the hell they're putting Grant Williams on Jimmy Butler. They have Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum, two amazing wing defenders.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have to just put these. You gotta have a conversation with Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum. Like, this one star is punking your ass.
Yeah, yeah.
And you guys are taking it, huh? Like, Jason Tatum, dude, shut down Kevin Durant. Okay, he has the complete potential to shut down even Jimmy Butler. So
Yeah.
depending on this, and I think the Celtics will take this game. I honestly feel they'll
Hmm.
come out with crazy amount of energy, crazy amount of hustle. I think Marcus Smart is going to do a lot of dirty plays. I think Robert Williams is going to get a lot more minutes and he'll be a huge defensive stopper for them. I think Celtics will take this game because the first two games it was clear Celtics were the better team, and every series I've seen today, every match I've seen of the Celtics, they're clearly the better team who don't want to win. So,
That's such a that statement itself is so mind-boggling, dude.
so what do you think? You
I
think
I think I think is going to go to overtime. That's my first prediction. Okay, and then I feel like uh, the Celtics are not a good clutch team.
okay?
So, but yeah, I love your point about the fact that Jalen Brown or Jason Tatum should start guarding Jimmy Butler. I think that's going to be huge because honestly, they have the length on him.
Dude,
Jimmy
and they're
Butler only has really strong shoulders. That'll give him that much.
dude, but if you see clearly why I think they can make create all sorts of problems of Jimmy is their length, dude. They're very long. And both Jaden Brown and Jason Tatum are very strong as well. Especially Jason Tatum this year looks ripped.
That's what I'm saying. Jimmy Butler should not have a good series, logically speaking.
Yeah, man, like that's the whole point. And I don't know what Joe Mazzulla is gonna do. Many people were saying it's the biggest coaching mismatch in NBA history.
Yeah, I do think that there is something there in terms of sheer
And uh,
experience. Yeah.
I swear, and I feel look, when you watch the Inside the NBA, Kenny Smith was down 2-0 on with the home court advantage against, I think, the Suns, if I'm not wrong, when they had won their championship, and he said that you no longer have a margin for error
Hmm.
if you have any hopes of coming back and winning this series. And if
Correct.
you really think about it, if the Celtics play, so when you saw the Warriors Lakers series, right, or even when you saw uh, the Hawks and I think Sixers series, if I'm sorry,
No, no, Hawks kya?
Hawks played the Celtics, sorry.
Haan.
So even when the Hawks had a perfect game, the Celtics still won some of those games. It was because of the
Hmm.
sheer lack of talent, and Celtics just had a lot more weapons. Similarly, against the Warriors Lakers, right? Warriors, even when they had a good game, because their margin for error was so small. For example, if Clay doesn't hit shots, the other team wins. Like that's what was happening. The margin for error was very. Even if they had a perfect game everywhere else, like statistically they were perfect everywhere else. So the Celtics, this game, if they have a perfect game, no crazy stupid turnovers, take high quality shots, cover the glass, if they take care of all of this, I don't see how, even if so if the Miami Heat have a perfect game, which I think they will, and the Celtics have a perfect game, which obviously
Yeah,
is
yeah.
very rare, I think the Celtics win.
Correct, correct. Yeah, I think the game plan is very simple. If you are the Celtics, don't allow Jimmy Butler to beat you. Simple.
Right,
I think just if they do that, then they have given themselves the best chance because then it comes down to the Heat others versus the Celtics others, right? And
right.
then obviously I have the Celtics there. So let's see how they play Jimmy Butler. Let them double team him. Let them just get Jimmy Butler out of the game.
Dude,
Uh,
I think Jason Tatum, if he just plays him straight up, can take him out of the game. That's how
yeah, yeah.
good
You
and
don't even
long
need
he
to
is.
double team. Yeah, you
Yeah.
just need straight up defense. Yeah,
Right. You just need tough defense. And on the offensive end, don't make stupid mistakes. I also feel they should be starting Malcolm Brogdon over Marcus Smart. I think he's a much better decision maker. Uh,
yeah.
I think that opens up a lot. I hope Robert Williams also starts. So the lineup which I would go for if I'm the Celtics is Williams, Horford, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, and Malcolm Brogdon. And this is
Hmm.
a tough, long team. I don't think they should have, Marcus Smart starting. Dude, I just don't like Marcus Smart at point guard, man. He's an off the bench uh, havoc creator. He's not a smart point guard. He's not disciplined. He takes silly shots.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be a good. It also makes the second unit very interesting because you have
Exactly.
White and Smart. playing together. And the thing with Brogdon and White playing together, they're kind of similar, you
Exactly.
know.
They're the same player.
Yeah. So I think it'll be better if Smart and White come off the bench, because Smart also gives that defensive intensity, right?
True.
So yeah, that'll be interesting. So let's see if the Celtics make these adjustments.
I think the Celtics will take this, Gopal, because this is a team where when they're serious and they're playing with all their effort, I don't see anyone else who's stopping them. And now that the back is against the wall, I think they'll do it.
Yeah, but
Uh,
if your back is only going to be against the wall when you're 0-2 down, that's such insane. Dude. What, it takes so much for your back to be against the wall. How far
yeah.
back is the wall, dude? Oh man.
But yeah, that's the reality of the Celtics. This Celtics squad. It's really sad.
But dude,
Uh,
just imagine how stupid we're going to look if Celtics win a title this year.
Dude, I'm still telling you, even though they are down 0-2, if they play every game with that championship intensity, honestly, like the way Nuggets are playing, I want to ask you this, right? Don't you think they have enough talent to win it all?
That's what I'm saying. If your metric is talent, then yeah, then Celtics. If you look at Celtics versus Nuggets in theory, that's what I was thinking about. Like
Right? They have a
uh,
deeper team, man.
Robert Williams, Al Horford, all these guys can actually guard and negate Jokic,
Yes.
right? They have everything, man. Like the Celtics, it's so sad.
So Nirmal has comments. Celtics not
Yeah,
winning.
yeah,
They
Vinish.
don't have the heart. They don't deserve to win.
ये ये तो this is like moral policing what Nirmal is doing.
Hi, sir. So, guys, that was all for today's show. But such a satisfying win for the Nuggets. Like me and Nirmal were literally clapping like we were winning when we were at home watching this game.
Crazy,
And
crazy.
one final thing, shout out to Geo Cinemas. Nirmal has been paying for NBA TV this year. I am just chilling for free on Geo Cinemas.
Yeah. But well, the advantage of League Pass obviously is that you can speed it up, slow it down, go back, move forward. I don't know if you can do that in a live game, right? In GeoCinema, you can't move back. Can you? Yeah, you can't.
you,
So,
you you can rewind.
okay, you can. Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. See you all in our next episode.